Nerds and virgins, it is I, Mick Dooley's, hanging out with my cool Pikachu fucking Switch controller. It's fucking awesome. It's made by PowerA, so it's cheaper than dog shit. But let's get into it and talk about some upcoming RPG games. World of Dementara, probably the most anticipated game on the list, maybe second most, but pretty high up. It's actually an open world RPG that kind of plays like a Elder Scrolls game, but you know, a little bit different. It's got the old school style art. The Kickstarter about doubled the expectations, so that's pretty cool. I guess a lot more people than these companies think want to play retro style games. In retro style art, they love it. You explore a beautifully handcrafted world brimming with life. World of Dementara features an endlessly explorable world, strong progression systems, fast-paced combat, and a deep lore, all wrapped up in a satisfying, fucking accessible interface. God damn it, give me a coffee. Next. Sea of Stars, I've already talked about this, but it's important to talk about it again because a lot of people need to know about it. Therefore, games like this continue to come out. Sea of Stars is a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger, which everybody should fucking like. Chrono Trigger has a beautiful art style, and this game ups the ante. Same art style, just looks a hell of a lot fucking better. If you get tired of fighting, you can do other things like fish, cook, sail, or even play a tabletop game, which I love tabletop games. The rich story is epic with drama as well as comedy. The turn-based combat is made more interesting with timed hits, which I always like timed hits. Lost Odyssey was one that I just really loved it. You know, if you haven't played Lost Odyssey on 360, it's basically a Final Fantasy game made by somebody from Final Fantasy. But yeah, it's a fucking awesome game. There's combo attacks like there was in Chrono Trigger, and you can interrupt the enemy's charge attacks. I can't remember what the fuck they call it, but I'm just simplifying it for you. If I told you what they said, you would have to fucking look it up, and then what's the point of watching the video? Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. Now this one right here is the big Kickstarter one. It's a Suikoden spiritual successor, which automatically makes me want to play it. Probably going to buy it just based on that, unless I see a trailer. Then it makes me think, oh, this shit sucks. It's one of the most back Kickstarters for a game of all time. Look how beautiful it is, and you should probably definitely play it. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster. This is the big one for me, Mick Dooley's, because those games are cool and I can't fucking afford these games. Okay? This is very important for the RPG nerd community. A copy of Suikoden 1 is almost $100 fucking bucks. Part 2 is nearly $400, and if you want to get it in mint condition, it is in the 500s. I saw a copy today. $550 fucking dollars. I've seen people buying copies. Nobody's probably gonna buy that one, but they'll buy it for $500, $499. Shit, that's the most. I looked on eBay today, and most of them say $499, $499. So that's why it's a big deal. You get both of these games, and they're gonna be a hell of a lot better looking. I want to play it on Switch so I can have it portably and not have to pay $600 to play them. But they don't just throw it on there. There's new screen effects like flickering flames, smoldering smoke, shadows, cloud effects, lighting effects. All the character portraits has been redrawn, and the most important part for me is going to be the audio. All of the sound effects are now in HD, 3D sound effects. Now there's environmental sounds, so when you're out in the world, you hear like things like footsteps and running water, whereas before you heard music and then dick elves. But yeah, if you don't get this, I understand if you want to wait till it goes on sale, but if you never buy it, I don't get it, man. Suikoden 2 is one of the greatest games of all time. I mean, this is McDooley's RPG, not McDooley's dumb fucks. And finally, the sleeper, Sacrifier. Stupidest fucking name ever, but I promise it's gonna be good. Sort of like an old school Tales game, but the combat's a little bit different. But when you look at it, it looks like that, but it's like more fast paced. Like, you know how like fast paced Berseria is, and whatever the fuck the new one is called that I just fucking actually played, and I didn't beat it, but I was like near the very, very end, kind of got bored. Tales games don't necessarily do it for me. But yeah, the last two Tales games, it looks just about as fast as that. Just with an old school art style, which is fine by me. I've always been interested in old school everything. It's from the creators of a game called Warsaw. I mean, you probably don't know what that is, but Warsaw is a great game, so there's a little bit of trust that you can have in them there. The battles are merged with turn-based and real-time, and you can like attack body parts and have like coordinated attacks. So they've made it. They've made the combat a little bit more interesting than most Tales games, matter of fact. I mean, it's just, I really couldn't, I looked up a lot of shit, I really couldn't figure out what they mean by a merger of the two types, but I'm definitely fucking interested in it. Alright, y'all, McDooley's out. Just want to let you know about these cool fucking games coming out. Pretty soon here I'm going to do a proper game review, but I'm having too much fun fucking playing video games to do reviews for you guys. I'm sorry. You know, fuck you. See?
Ludo is your friend. McDooley's is your friend too. Subscribe to McDooley's or suck my ass.